Good afternoon, guys. I hope you're all doing bloody well. My name's Mikey, and welcome along to another episode of Draw With Mikey, the midweek casual series where I just fill in whatever into the sketchbook or draw on the tablet and basically catch up with you guys. It's my opportunity to read through the comment section. If you've got anything to say, let me know. Get in the comment section below, and hopefully I will catch it next time around. You know what? I really need to pre-record like a start to the DWM videos that covers all of that, because I say really similar stuff, I think, every single time. I'm just like, ooh, I better just let people know what this is all about. So yeah, basically in a nutshell, this is the Rambling series. Maybe you're getting some art done in the background. If you are, tell me all about it. I'd love to hear so. So anyway, hope, as I've said, you're all bloody well. Let's dive straight into the comments, see what's going on. CV Drawing Etchy says, oh, I also tried this grayscale thing, but I'm not sure if I like it. Anyway, awesome drawing. It's so pretty. I should give something like that a shot too. Thank you very much, CV, as ever, friend of the channel. Yeah, in the last DWM, which was the week before last, I do apologise. Let's dive straight in with a sip of tea. A lie, it's coffee. And yeah, we were talking about values practice, and I was just I'm doing a lot of playing around with different art styles. I've said quite often, back to basics for 2018, reevaluate stuff, relook at structure, relook at anatomy, relook at different artists as well. So I'm constantly all over the boat at the moment. Now, in the last DWM, I did, although it's like a week later than I planned, I did remember that somebody was asking me about building up soft brush techniques. So what I did is I've made sure the background footage for this particular one is from just a really soft palette style face study that I did. And I built up the colour really softly over grey to kind of get it up. It's got a very low saturation to the final image, but it just kind of shows a bit of a different drawing technique yet again, and one that I'm just kind of playing around with a little bit on the side at the moment. I hope you find it to be of some use. I can't quite remember the context of what that was all about, as in who asked and why I said I'd put it up, but hopefully it kind of helped address whatever that question was 2 weeks ago. God, I'm so bad at doing this, but you know, what are you going to do about it? As ever, guys, maybe you have some tea and or coffee in the background as well. I'm not going to edit out me drinking this and stuff, because that's not how we roll on this series, but I am going to really try to pace the comments today, just as a bit of an experiment. I'm going to keep my answers short and sharp, try to engage with as many of you as possible. It might be that those answers aren't good enough, in which case we'll, you know, roll it back and just go back to normal and just ramble on the side quest on the other stuff. So Elmer's Glue says, wish you the best of luck on your house situation, Mikey. Thank you very much, Elmer's Glue. Random question, what kind of music have you been listening to as of late? Ooh, oh my god. Everything that I've just said is out the window already. Let's talk about music. So, of late, in fact, you know what, short answer. Come on, Mikey, be good. Of late, Elmer's Glue, I have been listening in particular to Justice, Justice, and some of their various albums which have like crosses on the front. It's not like Christian prog rock, but like just some of their beats are so good. Really down with Justice at the moment. Really like that electronic stuff. They're a little bit, it's got this kind of dated feel, even though they're producing a lot of albums at the moment. I like the pump, I like the upbeatness, who were the band that... So there's Too Many DJs, you might have heard of them. I don't know if they're still producing, but they were called something else beforehand. Oh, shit. And they had like songs like, yeah, 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 no, 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 like Y, N, 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 and stuff like that. Oh my goodness, if you know what band I'm talking about, get in there, get in the comment section, remind me. So that's what's going on with me, Elmers. What are you listening to? What are you all listening to? Oh my god. Space Duck says, her name is Naomi. Oh, so last episode, I was talking to someone in the comments, mentioning that I'd read their message on Patreon. I think I actually completely confused the people I was talking to, but somebody did message me on Patreon and sort of say blah blah blah, this particular person's like getting a bit screwed over, and I couldn't quite remember who it was. Space Duck is saying that her name is Naomi Sexy Cyborg Woo. She told Vice stroke Motherboard not to cover sexual orientation or relationships, but they didn't listen apparently. It really sucks that it happened because she can't take legal action from China. Yeah, and some kind of shit's happened with her channel. Now, I've not done any research, but I have heard like two versions of that story. Her version is basically that she said to Vice she didn't want to do anything in this interview about her husband because she does like loads of electronic stuff, and she's also like, you know, very attractive, and so all of her kind of YouTube stuff is kind of like electronic stuff and like 3D printing that she does. And there's this kind of thing where people are trying to say actually her husband is an electronics expert and he manages the entire fake online persona. She doesn't have the skills, and that she just kind of, it's all like a big act. And there's kind of two sides to that thing. I honestly have no idea either way. I really haven't researched it. But basically, her version of events is that she said, I don't want to talk about my husband. It's just about me and my kind of YouTube thing. This is what this interview is about. And that Vice were constantly just like, address this thing. Everyone says, it's all a big sham, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, you guys particularly said you weren't going to talk about this. And I've got the window open, by the way. Hopefully you can't hear traffic outside, but it's getting nice and warm now, so maybe there's some background stuff you can hear, maybe not. Anyway, back to what I'm talking about. So she was like, don't... you particularly said you weren't going to cover that. I'm really disappointed, blah, blah, blah. You're breaking sort of everything that you've discussed on this. Whereas Vice kind of version of events were that they did some follow-up. They did the interview just as discussed, followed up with an email basically saying, just to double check, I want to make sure you don't want to address the situation about people saying that your husband's the actual skilled person and you're just like the front lady for it. So it's kind of like a follow-up. They were definitely pushing... Oh, that was really loud, that one. Maybe I should shut this window. Sod it, I'm not gonna. You gotta get the sounds of outside traffic. Told you it's not pro. So Vice's version is they're following up. Yeah, it's a bit pushy to follow up on something that they've already agreed not to, but it was follow-up questions that they emailed her with. And their version is that instead of just saying, no, as discussed, I'm not going to discuss that, it's not part of the interview, apparently then she started calling Vice out like aggressively on social media. And that's like kind of created a bit of a problem there because she kind of, from their perspective, overreacted to the situation. And then Vice were just like, right, you've actually put on social media some kind of content that gives up personal details, like people's addresses were on there or something, and that's why Vice had to have that video taken down. They didn't do it because they're like trying to attack her. They're doing it because she'd actually like, maybe not purposefully, but almost accidentally doxed somebody or something like that. So there's two different versions of events there. I know about neither of them, but yeah, that's the thing that's been going on in the background. It is a shame though, because I have no idea how that resulted in Patreon stopping. Her Patreon getting shut down, or what was going on there. So yeah, more to come from that story. Not from me, obviously. I'm not like Philip DeFranco. But yeah, maybe there's some information to have a look at. Spontaneous... Oh god, that was a bit of a long answer. Pick up the pace, Mikey. Come on. Spontaneous Dude TV says, hey Mikey, can you do albedo drawing from Overlord or Ruby or both? Yes, I can. They're already on our list. Thank you very much. Ranger says that he likes this. Good. I'm glad you like value studies, good sir. And Megan Animation says, hi Mikey. Hello Megan. Bitpacked PD says, Ayo, and Manic Q says, what's your favourite kind of tea? Manic Q, excellent question. Well done, welcome. I love tea, but what I do is I keep myself, how to put it, I'm not like a tea specialist on purpose. I keep myself a bit of a kind of easygoing tea slut, and I do that because it means that I can enjoy lots of types of tea. If you're really particular, that's great, you know what you like, but then, unless it's that one particular type of tea you love, the Earl Grey, 1970s vintage edition, then, PG Tips isn't going to suit you anymore. I purposefully usually go for a PG Tips pyramid bag. Nice and simple. The pyramid bag really helps separate those tea leaves. Love it. If I want a bit of a kick, and I like to rotate, mix up your tea bags. Every time you go shopping, if you rotate it slightly, your taste buds are just like, oh, this tea's slightly different, and it really makes you take on the taste of it. That sounds stupid, but I swear by it. So like, I like PG Tips pyramid bag, I like Tetley tea bags, and I like Thai Fu as well. I like to mix those three, usually on rotation. That's some damn good tea. They're all bags, they're all simple and easy, not like leaves and you're not crushing stuff, but that's my lifestyle. That and the coffee. Manic Q, what is your favourite tea? Smit says, draw some Gyadu babes, please. Thinks if you do. Hashtag sip of coffee, sip of tea. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Yadu. That's the stuff where... So, like, I know this term from years ago, but I need to I'm just going into Notepad and adding that to to-do list. They're the ones where, like, they go really, really heavy on the tan and stuff like that, right? They're all golden brown and really blonde hair. Yeah, we can add that in. In fact, you know what? That's a really good idea, actually, now that I think about it, because we've done... like tutorials on how to draw blacks and Hispanics and Indians and so on. And by the way, I've pluralized that, and as I pluralized that, I added the letter S onto the end of black. So I just thought, ooh, that didn't sound too good. Let me try that again. We've done tutorials on how to draw like African American people, African like heritage people, black people in general. It's fine to say black people. Saying blacks, I didn't quite like myself saying that, that's why I'm going back. And Indian people, Pakistani people, stuff like that. Playing around with different cultures and how you might express that through anime. So Gyadu, we do need to add that to the list. That is a great suggestion. Neru123 says, Mikey, I think you keep going back to Tsunade, Genos, and Mercy because you're really into blondes. Yeah, I was saying, like, why do I keep going back to Mercy as my default? I'll tell you what it is. I think, yes, by the way. I mean, I'm accepting of all women, don't you worry. But, like, I think it's because I've done some Overwatch characters before, and I've completed them to, like, make a SAS episode or a fan art, and I've never quite done that of Mercy. I've never quite completed a Mercy image, which is probably why she's still there. Tsunade's my kind of unofficial draw it again to measure my standards, probably, so I should do another Tsunade and actually call the video one of those draw it again challenges and look back. Great idea, Mikey. I was about to say Neru, great idea, but in fact it's my idea, so that's great. And Genos, I've got some stuff to do. Contemplate Tech says, ha! I made you remember me. Lols, have you had any interest in Ready Player One? It's an awesome book and the movie just came out. Some art based on that would be cool if it's something that you like. Thanks for all your help and good luck with your living situation, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, dude. By the way, I did mention in the last episode that basically, because my mum's in care, the house that I've grown up in, unfortunately, I don't inherit it. This house gets sold to pay for my mum's care home fees, which kind of sucks because then all of a sudden, I don't have a house or an inheritance to fall back on or any of that, which is a bit shit. I'm not going to go into it in a long thing because it's not really what this channel's about, but basically it does mean that the uploads are a little bit sketchy at the moment. I've got all sorts of things to stress about and kind of sort in the background, so thank you very much, you delicious people, for being so patient. It's not nice getting kicked out of your house, but you've got to just fucking deal with it and crack on. So hashtag hardcore crew, hashtag adulting, hashtag so much art, so little time. Oh my god, my to-do list is like, when I keep saying, by the way, I'm going to add it to my to-do list, I do have a list, and that list is massive, and I stopped compiling that list about coming up to Christmas last year. And since then, I've just got all these notepad files, which are also massive lists of things to do. But hopefully, there's loads of duplication in there, and the list is only really about half as long as I think it needs to be. But plenty to do. Oh my god. Ready Player One. The reason I'm going to give you the short answer right now, Contemplate Tech, is because... Wait, did I do that? Yeah, I do. The quality's a little bit of a mixed bag, so I really do apologise, but I'm going to upload a Ready Player One podcast, me and Ken did, onto the other channel, Film Cram. Wow, I really forgot then. So you can kind of hear our thoughts and ideas there. In fact, I should do that after I've done rendering this video. So yeah, have a look there, Contemplate Tech. If you're not already subscribed to Film Cram, give it a click and you'll get all of your deep answers. Sin Neotaco says, hey Mikey, and Random Michaela says, early squad, hey Sin, and hello Random. Kidu says, I was about to hit the hey, but now the sleep has to wait. Oh my goodness, sir, thank you very much for staying up a little bit and keeping form along with the DWM episodes. Alberto Alvenda says, amazing, really good artistic style. I'm working on a comic, which is a manga style, basically just a plot. I use a sketchbook so that I'm developing my style and I want it to be kind of realistic. So I do really appreciate your work so that I can take out some ideas from your art and videos. Alberto, that's what it's all about, right? Thank you very much for that comment, by the way. We're all playing around with different art styles, right? Excuse me, I'm having a burp. Oh, excuse me. We're all playing around with different art styles, right? And investigating what can and can't work for us. So yeah, if you find that helpful, that is top stuff. Have a go yourself. I bloody hope you are. Japahood, or Japahood, says, I'm making an animation to use it as an opening for my YouTube videos. Oh, dudes. Are you done that? Have you finished by the time you're listening to this? If you do hear it, in which case, awesome. Watch your channel. Let's have a look. And Human Shake says, so realistic. Yeah, value studies because I'm not using any clever brush types, I do have a challenge with texture that I'd kind of solve really late in the game by putting a grain over the skin, which ideally there's probably a better way to do that. I think there is. But with that and the value studies, you can kind of emulate black and white photography quite well if you get the grain levels correct as well, just to really punch it as that kind of realistic texture. Otherwise, everything's a little bit too smooth. And you need to, what I didn't do last episode, you need to hold back a little bit from using absolute blacks around the eyes, because then it just kind of, it looks too flat again. I tried to pull that back by throwing in some light, I think, on the eyelashes, but just off black would have been a little bit of a better move there, and then it would still kind of feel a little bit more cemented, really. Aussie Arts was the 9th comment in the last episode. Thank you very much for the early notification squad lifestyle, Aussie Arts. I do appreciate it. And Blueberry Art says, hello. Hello, Blueberry Art. How the hell are you? Hannah Hayes says third, and Okami Trap says, je pense que tu devrais continuer à parler anglais, mais n'hésitez pas à venir visiter notre pays. See ya. Okami Traps, merci beaucoup pour votre message. Oui, je pense aussi que l'anglais est peut-être plus fort et la première langue pour le DWM. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, and Space Duck says, I'm working on a minute-long animation in the art style of Francis Bacon. Oh, wow! It's kind of difficult, but you're keeping me sane. Space Duck! In style of... Okay, let's just remind myself. Am I thinking of the right person? Fuck, I hope so. Yeah, I am. An animation style in... Because I was thinking, like, I used to have a Francis Bacon poster, and it was some dark-looking, freaky shit. How are you going to make an animation style in kind of this? Wow. I'm really curious to see how that goes on. Anybody who doesn't know who Francis Bacon is, give it a quick Google, get yourself some art history, and then try to get your head around how that might be animated. Anyway, Space Duck, I hope you're sane. Sarah Walker says, yay, video. Yay, Sarah, thank you very much. Or Sarah, because there's no H. And Equez de Ventusucasus? Oh my god. I hope I've done okay with that name, I'm sorry. By the way, your work on Mercy Values and this DWM was amazing. Thank you very much. I'm going to call you EQ. We understand that you get more subs, you have fewer chances to read any individual comment. Yeah, it's a bugger. Absolutely. Which is kind of why, like... I mean, I'm back on Twitch, by the way. I went on the other day, and I'm so, you know, Essel's still alive. But that's kind of why I've, like, been so, like, interested in Twitch, because I'm just... It's very much a real-time hello. To kind of keep in touch with you guys, which is awful lot of fun. And the art crowd on there is really, really cool as well. Zadaki Zora says, hey Mikey, can you draw 02? Unit 02? Oh, wait. I was thinking of Unit 02 from Near Automata, but you're saying 02. Does that mean you're talking about Darling in the Franks? In which case, yes, that's already on a list. Good one. And Duke of Dreams says, I can cook some food and can bake brownies and small cakes. Excellent skills. I love a brownie. But I still need to practice a bit more. I've only started to learn how to cook so that I can make whatever food I want as long as I have the ingredients. Yeah, I think we were talking about, like, does Mikey have any skills last time? And it involves cooking isn't one of them. I can cook if there's instructions, but I don't know how to cook, like, off the top of my head, basically. I couldn't just make a casserole. I'd have to have a guide to make a casserole. Anyway, what are you saying? Drawing on drunk people and... Oh, God, that was a question! Duke of Dreams, you've nailed it. The question from last episode was, what are the rules for drawing on your drunk friends? If your friend falls asleep before you at a house party, you're allowed to draw on them. Everybody knows that. But how far? Are you allowed to draw on their hands and on their face, or are you only allowed to draw on their body so that they can still go to work? And what kind of things are you allowed to put on them? If they dare to fall asleep in front of me, continues Duke of Dreams, they'll get some nice cat whiskers and an eye patch. Also, I want to ask, your colouring tutorial is now 2 years old, and I wanted to know, have your skills changed enough to warrant a new tutorial? Or could you make a tutorial on anything you didn't cover about colouring? Yes. Hashtag Hardcore Crew, hashtag Sega Sympathy, hashtag Britain needs to sort its weather out. Duke of Dreams, it's finally sunny, don't you worry. Yes. I think... so I did one with... Shit, you know, I did do 2-year-old stuff. I did a more recent one, oddly enough, actually, with Cindy from Final Fantasy 15, where I did talk about the changes to kind of what I like to do with some of my drawing and shading. It is still evolving a little bit, not quite enough right now to make another new colouring tutorial compared to that Cindy one. But yeah, there will be another one in the future as I play around with things, like a kind of a how I draw quickly tutorial and how I like to draw thoroughly tutorial in terms of digital colouring the artwork, and line weight and stuff has a big deal to do with that as well, so we'll see. Kawaii Cookie says, Mikey, I love the drawing. Thank you very much, Kawaii Cookie. I have a question. What is the display tablet that can be within my budget for a little over $300? I'm having a hard time finding one. I'm almost ready to give up. I need to replace my cheap $50 non-screen. There is no bad reason to do so. I just feel like I want an upgrade. Kawaii Cookie. That is a tough one, I've got to be honest, because and this is just my opinion, I think a good, and I'm not talking about like high end or anything like that, but I think a drawing tablet that's worth your time is probably going to be closer at least to, say, 300 quid. So you're talking like $400 to $450 perhaps, something like that. Do have a look around. You're probably going to find yourself a nice 13 or 15 inch tablet screen somewhere that can do the trick, but nothing leaps off of my head right now in terms of the $300 mark. You'll find a couple things, I'm sure you will, There might be something by UG or like a really old Huion model, and that's fine, but don't go for the ones that have really weird shitty screen ratios. Like they're instead of it being like 1920 by 1080p, which is a standard 16 by 9 I think desktop resolution monitor size, or 720 1280, that's smaller but also the right kind of dimensions. You can get some really odd ones at like 1400 by 500 or even more square. You want to avoid that kind of stuff. Actually, that's a really random measuring stick put against it, but you want something that's at least 1080p in terms of that drawing screen. Oh, that's my short answer, which I almost turned into a long one. Let's stay sharp. Last Uchiha says, hey man, thank you for re-inspiring me to draw. Last Uchiha, no worries dude, I'm glad you're back in the game. What are you drawing? And Naxu Dragneel says, hey Mikey, how are you? Not too bad, Natsu, thank you. Other than the long form challenges I've got to deal with, house and life and bits and selling everything, in terms of today, not too bad at all. I got myself a coffee. I am a little bit hungry, and do need to fucking do some exercise, which I am not doing. How the devil is it going at your end? I'm doing fantastic, you say, enjoying my freedom after the final exams and drawing thick anime girls. Good sir. About that face length, I did use a beginning circle mostly for the cranium. Thanks for telling me about it. It's like drawing is nice, but when you do tutorials, please stick to your anime style, which I and others love the most, and make them girls thick and with big boobs. Is this short enough for you? Natsu, it was short enough. Excellent, thank you very much. Hashtag Oracle Crew, hashtag Civity. So I did some beginner basic tutorials. My other tutorials do sit in the anime style. I'm going to do some particular anatomy for artist ones, which are completely separate, but still, I haven't even started that, but I'm going to be doing that, don't you worry. And the core of them will be staying the kind of way that we like to do it anyway, so don't worry. Witcher 1000 says, Mikey, I need your help. I was watching your videos since a long time and I'm getting better, but I want to know how can I start to use the digital apps and which one is better, and is there videos I can learn from? Please, I really want to make anime and get better. Witcher 1000, thank you for your comment. I do apologise, but I'm not the person to ask about that just yet. A big thing that I've got requested a lot is to do some reviews about using free drawing software and programs. I know there's things like Krita, in fact there's loads of others. I've just seen some that I've never seen before in my life, actually, just earlier today. Can't remember their names, somebody was just using them. I would suggest Google free art apps or different art apps review, and there are loads of other artists who've already had discussions about them, so dive into them, because I don't have like an informed answer for you on that one. Smearterlink, wow, you say. Well, thank you very much, Smearterlink. And Pixel Mind Gamer says, I don't know if it's art or a photo. Oh, you charmer. That's obviously the value studies as well. Promotron05 says, Mikey. Hello, Promotron. Could you teach us how to draw Revie from Black Lagoon? Oh, wow, I've not done a Revie Draw Simple Easy back when I did those. But yeah, Revie was like a really early character thing. And Joel says he did something a few years back. Might have been a Draw Simple Easy, I forget. No, it was an SAS way back, Joel. Not a DSE. Not any of that matters. But yeah, we could kind of update that. The Draw Simple Easy series, I've had a few people asking for that to come back, which is great. I might reformat it and just freshen it up a little bit, but yeah, we can come back to that as well. Meldy11 typed something in Korean, which I cannot read. So I'm just going to go into Google Translate. Well, I've done it in caps. Translate! Korean detected. In English? Oh, okay. Oh, it literally... Oh, that's really, really weird. Guys, the reason I'm this is a really random thing, but I don't know any Korean. I know a bit of Japanese. And because I know a little bit of Japanese, I can tell really easy when something's not Japanese. Like, if you started speaking Chinese Mandarin, I wouldn't be confused. And if you speak Korean, I can tell the difference, by ear between Korean and Japanese in terms of the inflections and the rhythm of the sound and the cadence. And Korean is sometimes just sounds really similar to Japanese for me. So this Korean word hasn't translated in Translate, but the English or Romaji reading of it has, and it says sugoi, like sugoi, like a little bit different, or seigoi, but basically it's like the Japanese word sugoi, which I'm assuming is the same meaning in this thing. Basically, that's my long way of saying Meldy11 is just saying sugoi, amazing, which is really nice. But that's always hit me as really curious, because I know the Korean peninsula is really near Japan, and I think, because history time everybody, the original people who settled in Japan were called the Ainu, and then separately people came over for Korean Peninsula and moved into Japan, which are now the ancestors of the current Japanese population, so to speak. I don't think there's Ainu descendants still in Japan. So I'm assuming they took a lot of the language and culture from Korea before it started to evolve, and China obviously, before it started to evolve. And if you want to go all the way back religiously, you could say it all came from India, if you want to be that guy, to basically kind of evolve in that kind of island state. So yes, every now and then in Korean I hear something and I'm just like, oh, that really sounds like a Japanese word to me. Anyway, EC Drawing says, working on an ecchi future Mai from DBS, Dragon Ball Super. Okay, EC, how's that going on? Is it too ecchi for work? Can we not look? How's that drawing going, dude? And, Smit says, if you want to read some non-manga comics, I recommend Leo Pulp for Private Detective. It's an Italian comic. It's really cool and funny. Give it a try. You've done like, try! Like, in that fucking Raw SmackDown thing. Try! It has 3 volumes, but in English for 3 books are in one. Smith, thank you very much. I am going to copy and paste that suggestion for later. I might have mentioned this the other episode. I've got the La Trilogie Nicopol. I've got the Nicopol Trilogy comic book, the all-in-one hardback, which I was like a gift to myself, and I still haven't been able to read it. I had a quick flick through and just like looked at all the amazing art in there, and I was like, right, I need to read this and sharpen up on my French, which is worse by the day. Joel says, this pick looks absolutely amazing this week. 11 out of 10. Thank you very much, Joel. You're too kind. It's not an 11 out of 10, it's just an investigation, but you are a champion. In my news, one of the new seasons of anime is Pretty Derby, a competition show about horse girls. Oh, Derby. Different from different from centaurs, where I guess they're all personifications of real racehorses. Oh shit! They're not girls riding horses. They're literally horse girls. Oh my god. I'm really curious. I'm not even going to read the rest of your comment. Let's go into Google Images. What are you saying? Oh, right. Okay, so they're basically... How to put it? It reminds me of... It's like a horse version of cat girls. They look like humans. They just happen to have in their hair horses' ears. Okay, and they do race... Oh, I get it. Like, it basically, visually, it looks like girls on a track sports team, but they are girls personifications of horses doing a horse. So this is a weird crossover. Okay, let me go back to your comment, dude. Let's just go back to this tab. Oh god, I never heard of this. Anyway, where you say they're personifications of real racehorses, so their names are interesting. The main character is named Special Week, but I'm really glad this thing didn't come out 20 years ago when I'd get super into whatever anime was about. Watch a show about boxing? I'd check out the local gym. Watch a show about Go? I'd buy a Go board and learn to play. Watch a show about horse girl racing? Instant gambling addiction. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. Like, mate, you know what? Oh god, you're really right. Horse girl racing, yeah, probably not going to slip into an addiction, but I started reading, like many people did, Hikari no Go, much like you're probably referring to. And once I was about, like, a few chapters into that, I was like, ooh, I'm just going to learn how to play Go online and, like, get onto some Go websites and start playing. Go is... Oh, God, don't even get me started on Go. I've been destroyed at Go so many times. Like, I just lost faith in it. Like, I realised it wasn't for me. I don't have that kind of mind. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean. After a while, you're just like, yeah, I think I'm really into this as well, just because you're really passionate about the story behind it. Joel, I feel you 100% on that. And yeah, being older allows you to kind of withhold your enthusiasm and time for something a little bit more important. Hamongchi L says, hi Mikey, I love Arthur Adams. Hamongchi L, you support me on Patreon, I'm pretty sure, if you're the same person. And I'm so used to when I do the Patreon readouts at the very end, I don't say their surname. I just say the last letter, just in case, people don't want their full names put out on the end of the video. But because your full name's in this YouTube comment, I've still just gone Hamongchi L and just cut off your surname because it's in my nature. Hamongchi Lee, open to the world. Oh my god, I hope I just didn't out you as a Patreon supporter. And oh my god, I really hope you're the same person. Hi Mikey, I love Arthur Adams' work. Any plans on doing a study on him? That doesn't ring a bell. New tab. Am I gonna realise it is somebody that I've been following for ages? Images. Oh god, now I feel like a prick. This guy is so good. I know who this is. Yeah. Oh, you know what? somebody a few DWM episodes ago was talking about like atmosphere and smoke, and I was like, there's a particular artist you really must look at, blah blah blah, in terms of their inking on smoke effects and stuff in the background. It was Arthur C. Adams, wasn't it? So maybe that's why you're mentioning it. Did I come up with this and you're mentioning it to me, or did you just separately remind yourself to remind me of such an excellent artist? In either case, do I want to? Yes. His work is like, the detail is, it's going to be a long sit down session. Oh my god, I'm just gonna favorite tab that entire Google image result and just pop that back on the list as well. Yeah, I would love to sometime. I didn't have any plans, but yeah, we're gonna have to come look back at that. Oh my god, when am I gonna find an opportunity? You know what, I might push some of that back. Oh, excuse me, I'm still burping. I might push some of that back right to October, because if I'm going to sit down and do loads of ink studies of particular ink artists, why not make it an Inktober thing? And that way I've still got the rest of right now free to do all the other stuff I keep talking about. Wonder Art says, I'm working on a new creepypasta drawing, one of my own, but I'm going to weigh about. Very cool, Wonder Art. I hope you're going to share it. And Grizzly Wizzly says, odd request, can you draw Bob Ross? Oh, I love Bob Ross. Grizzly Wizzly, that's a fine request. Let's add that on. I like that. I like that. We all love a bit of Bob Ross. Ever Seen in This Corner of the World? A beautiful movie. Ever Seen in This Corner of the World? Oh, This Corner of the World is for Nate, and you're saying, have you ever seen it? Sorry. No, a beautiful movie. Hashtag le sip. Oui, moi aussi. Le titre doit continuer à circuler. This Corner of the World. Drama history? No, I don't know it at all. Control V. Watch anime. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. I will steal all of your ideas and suggestions. And Vig Villaneva says, you've really blown me away with this one. Mikey, wow. Great work, man. Thank you very much for it. That's really, you're too kind, dude. Culture Tyrant 95 says, beautiful. Could you draw some Mulan fan art? Just thought you'd look extremely amazing in your art style. Keep up the good work. Also for the movie coming out in a few years. They're making another Mulan movie. I know it's a Disney thing. If I do Mulan, then I might as well go on a whole Disney Princesses fan art run or something like that as well. I'll add that to the to-do. And OshaCraft 101 says, hey Mikey, hello Osha. Great job, thank you. Oh, a quick idea, you say. At one point you should do a DWM or drawing tutorial of somewhat romantic things between couples, like kissing, hugging, dancing, and the ever so popular bridal style carrying thing. Keep up the good work. OshaCraft 101, yeah. Intimate contact between characters. Tutorials. That's a great suggestion. Thank you. Nona Gray says, my dude, your proportions and values are a bit inconsistent here, and some don't really reside in the real world. Proportions critique. Yeah, absolutely, Nona Gray. Like the values bit you mentioned, that's exactly what I was talking about in terms of like when I was playing around and investigating it, the eyes were kind of like, I went too hard on this absolute black, and then I've kind of like, I was really bringing in those cheeks in harder and harder, so those cheek lines as a different angle become like these really solid planes. I think I know what you're referring to, in which case, yes, strong critique. But absolutely, that's all part of a world of investigation. Thank you very much for the comment. And MTO Art Official says, if you're in need of a good cheap drawing program, I recommend Clip Studio Paint. Now I'm control-seeing that back with just the bit on where I'm having a look for free software free software review. Thank you. Anyway, you're saying that it's almost always on sale. You got your copy for $20, and you know a lot of people who switch from Photoshop to it and actually claim that it's better. Oh my god. Also, I live literally right next to a bar, so I always have a razor shaving. What? I live literally right next to a bar, so I always have razor shaving cream and the paints to put that masterpiece on any unsuspecting drunk. Oh, I see. Oh, God, it's all come back to me. Any unsuspecting drunk but may not make it to their car. Artists, I suggest, by the way, Jordan Persegatti and Lauvan. I know who Lauvan is. Jordan, I don't, so I'm going to add that up over here. Thank you very much. Yeah, so basically in terms of when it's alright to draw on drunk people, you won't even wait for it to be your friend. You'll just grab a stranger out the pub if they're looking a little bit paralytic. I think that's technically an offence if they're not, like if you don't know them. But that's totally cool. Let's have a look at, Jordan's work. Oh, he looks like he's one of these amazing pencil crayon artists where You know when you see those YouTube videos and it's just somebody with pencils doing amazing, like, semi-realistic work? He does that by the looks of this Google image result, but very much for anime in particular. Great suggestions. Thank you very much. Jack Vatukela says, draw female Naruto, please. Jack, I did that a million years ago. Gender swap Naruto, although another one wouldn't hurt. And Goose Schoenmaker. Oh, Gus. Mikey, how are you going to post for drawings on DeviantArt again? DeviantArt and Newgrounds are on my kind of things that I'm supposed to be posting my art to. I do have accounts. I don't upload to them. It is tough. I keep saying tough, like, you know, like I'm feeling sorry for myself. Basically, I think what it is that a lot of people are really good at keeping this up. And I think the time that I put into YouTube, that other people do, and obviously do all these online accounts, is great. And then they kind of do that. And when I'm not YouTubing, I might be just working on other stuff, private stuff, or I might just be, other than living my life, doing a lot of stuff on Twitch. And because I do both of them, I can do the surface level stuff, make YouTube videos and sometimes go live. But I don't, because I do them both, I don't then have the window to do the backup stuff. Like on Twitch, I'm really bad. I don't go into Discord chats and do stuff there because I'm usually making YouTube videos. And I don't do a lot of DeviantArt stuff based on my YouTube videos or Newground stuff because I'm usually back on Twitch again. So yeah, how and what will happen in the future? Nah, don't worry about it. Hungry Doodle says, wow, you're doing almost pure grayscale painting. That is unexpected. Yes. Can I tell some tips? Please do, because it was a pure investigation for me. Okay, that wasn't a question. The best way to do light shadows drawing is to roughly mark up the places where light falls and strong shadows appear. Any attempt to gradually increase or decrease the value in a process of painting will result in natural value errors. Also, oh my god, you've done an essay. Also, line art and grayscale aren't compatible unless you're doing 100% volume-based line, where in such situations it's much better to have lines as a non-sealed markup, just to make sure you're getting a face in the approximate position. And lastly, the base of every light shadow perspective part is posterization of values. Try not to blur or blend. Put light, put shadow, put reflection, and only blend when needed. Actually, the whole painting could be done without a single touch of any kind to the blend tool and it'll still look realistic. Trying to make gradients off the start will lead to a muddy image, since our eye will have a rough time seeing exact values off of the gradients. And I don't know a single artist who can draw with gradients. No offense. Your first try is way better than mine, but don't do my mistakes, please. No offense taken. This is great feedback, guys. Because like I said, like, I'm playing around. I don't massively know what I was up to. I'm copying your whole paragraph because I'm going to have to read that properly for a sit-down at some point. That was worth actually reading by the sounds of it. So thank you very much, Hungry Doodles. I appreciate such good feedback. And yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's a kind of time when you're playing around with this sort of stuff, and it does tend to go a bit muddy. And I often... This is why I want to actually sit down and play with all these different brushes on Photoshops, because some of the artists that I follow, when I watch them get out a random brush which has got a nice particular texture, and I'm just dropping a few particular strokes, and because it has maybe not maximum opacity, but because it has a hard edge, whatever gradient or colour they put down against what they're working on, you know, just to build up an image, it really throws texture, direction, weight, and the eye, like, understands it regardless. Like, so this borderline impressionistic loose strokes you get to kind of build up an image. I love it. I just haven't quite sunk my teeth into it yet. Victor Ochi says, Mikey's private voice. Oh, Mikey's pirate voice reminds me of the cyborg from Treasure Planet. Oh, I've never watched Treasure Planet. I've always thought that was a bit of a failed Disney movie. But har me hearty. Har me hearties. Be a fine sunny day in a clear seas for excellent art scaling on the way. I always like doing a pirate voice. Can't help myself. Akuma Senpai says, hey Mikey, I love the Draw With Mikey series. Hello, Akuma Senpai. I usually watch him whilst drawing my own characters. And wow, I could forget, but thank you for taking your time on all of your videos. Keep up the great work. Akuma Senpai, they do take a really long time. Thank you very much for the recognition and thoughtful message. And it's obviously a pleasure to do, so don't worry about it. Tyrone Thomas says, I can cook, kinda. Tyrone, you show off. About drawing on drunk friends, it's fine as long as it can easily be hidden. Yes, I'm with you. And finally, the format is great. Thank you very much, dude. I think you can draw almost anything on your drunk friends as long as it's not below the sleeve and not above the neck, so that they can still go to work. But you are allowed to draw on their face and hands if you're definitely using a pen that can wash off, in which case you can just fill it in and watch your friends spend ages and ages scrubbing. But it must be a wash off one. If you're going to go permanent marker, you've got to go in the safety zones. I don't think they're called safety zones, but you know what I mean. Just on the body. Sin Kuragami. Oh wait, we just read that. Coffee Cat J says, "Hey Mikey." Hello Coffee Cat. Really enjoyed this drawing, this DWM. The subtle changes were really interesting to watch. Thank you very much. I think Mercy's design is just great, so no wonder you keep coming back to her. I'm envious of how you draw noses. I just can't draw them. They're tough, right? Oh my god. I just keep those nostrils. Getting your head around them is always a tough one. They always look strange to me the moment I try to make them more realistic. Gotta practice, I guess. Anyway, lovely artwork. Hashtag hardcore crew. Thank you as ever. Yeah, noses. Like, I was talking to just a random bunch of people on one of Madeline Inc. streams on Twitch, and we did talk really briefly about... She did. I just threw in my 10 cents. Briefly about... anime versus Western cartoons and why it can be difficult, and I've talked about this before, why it can be difficult drawing an anime style of a real person, because anime noses don't allow for much of a realistic touch on the nose, and a nose is a big seller on somebody's face. So kind of taking a slightly more cartoony nose and going from that up-down anime line lifestyle to embracing the across lifestyle, i.e. not in terms of drawing a sideways, a horizontal line, but the across features, the width of the nose instead of just the length, taking in the nostrils or indicating where they are and how much light you're going to throw on it and stuff. It's a real thing to get your head around, because if you overwork it, it's just horrible, but if you underdo it, you're not going to bring forth the character of a particular individual as much as you might hope to. Gatil Alushug says, "Hello, a great and very nice video. Thank you very much, bro." You're welcome, Gatil. Thank you for getting in the comments. And Usadio3011 says, "Try to draw like Sakimi-chan." Alright, I mean, I would love to draw like Sakimi-chan, dude, but, I can have a try. Sakimi-chan being... you know what, blows my mind about Sakimi-chan? Not just her level of art skill, which is wordlessly incredible. The pace that she can produce that kind of art sickens me. Really, really deeply. In terms of people that I can't fathom it, of people who can draw without construction or mapping out an image, but they can see it in their head already. Kim Ji-jung, you know who I'm talking about. Unbelievable. And people who can create really nice semi-realistic anime art adaptations in this really vivid colour rendering, but so quickly to final things. Sakimi-chan. Wow. Come on, man. Who are these people? How do we get there? Practice is how we get there. Correct practice and we'll do it. Usadio, yeah, we'll add that onto the list. Why would you not? Really weirdly, the last quick art study I did, which was just of Akira from Devilman Crybaby, just playing around with the character and just, having a go, basically, because I wanted to. I did look at it and I realised that Sakimi-chan, because I looked at it, I was like, there's something a bit Sakimi-chan about that picture that I've just done. And it's because it's a slightly low angle, so it's got a straight line for an anime nose, but you're seeing a bit of nostril underneath. And I was like, you know what? Sakimi-chan bloody loves a low angle on her face. You're always seeing up the nostril. Look at her work, and you'll be like, wow, yeah, we are a little bit. The view line is always slightly under their eye line of her characters. We see up the nostril in loads of her work, so I don't know why, but it really works. It's fucking good. Ishan Verma says, "Hi Mikey." Hello Ishan. Good DWN question for you. Oh, okay. There's a girl I have a crush on. Oh my god. She thinks of me as her best friend, and we are. Her sister has been affected by typhoid recently. I've never met her though. Should I give her a get well soon card, or will it look awkward? If you don't know, culturally, that might be acceptable where you are, whereas it just sounds a bit odd to me. If you've not met her, I probably wouldn't send her a card. Do not take my advice. I'm just going to tell you what I would do. I wouldn't particularly send her a card, but I would, to the girl you have a crush on, her sister, just be like, oh, look, send your sister, I know we haven't met, but send your sister all my best. I really hope she's doing well. Let me know if there's anything that I can be of help for, sort of thing. But I wouldn't just post a card to a get well soon card to a stranger. That's a little bit in an English culture, I reckon that's a little bit, what's the word, invasive, if you know what I mean. Because, I don't know, some people have different things about medical stuff. Pete James says, "Hello, you the man." Pete, what a kind thing to say. Have a good day. And Anonymous User says, "Are you going to do a YouTube live stream someday? I also have Twitch, but it works a lot slower for me and it stops." Oh, Anonymous User. We will be doing, I've got plenty of time to worry about it, but DWM 100 is going to be a live stream, and I'm probably going to make it like an event. Like, it's going to be a 12-hour long live stream. We're going to sit down and go crazy. I might like stop doing art a little bit and play some video games in the middle to give myself a break. And I haven't like tested any of it yet, but I know that there's software where you websites even where you can stream to this website and it will stream your stream to your YouTube channel and to Twitch simultaneously. So as we get closer to 100, I've got like, you know, whatever, 16, 17 weeks to worry about it. We'll have a play there. Other live stuff on YouTube, yeah, I might do the odd live stream every now and then just to mix it up though. I've got all of my software and all of my OBS set up for Twitch, so I will have to kind of reconfigure and jig all of the Streamlabs alerts and stuff, so I'll put a second account on there. But I do like the idea. Very, very much so. So don't you worry. I'm just scrolling. Draw with Harold says, can you make a fan art with all of the characters from Revie? Don't worry, they're on a suggestions list. And Martin Jamal says, hi Mikey. Hello Martin. I just studied what artists thought when they drew a piece of awesome art. Oh, I see. Like, in terms of how you study art, you get what, like, just try to watch an artist working on their piece, or listen to artists talking about their own artwork process to help yours, in which case, yeah, all makes good sense. And let's scroll down here. Cobalt13 says, hey Mikey. Hello Cobalt. Been over 40 DWM since I last commented. My goodness. I've been improving my art skills. I made a character named Idazumi who's really sticking with me. I wish I made her when My Art Your Design entries were going on. Nice to see some awesome oh my god. Nice to see some awesome artists improve and practice, put stuff into perspective. Thank you, dude. I hope the same is happening for you, of course, as well. I'm not even going to mention MAYD right now. You guys know what's going on. Dankish Sheep says, Shadbase. Shadbase. I know who you're talking about. That's literally all you've said. Fantastic. And Constantine Maddox says, I mean, my opinion is probably wrong, but I think the jawline is a little bit too exaggerated and too profound. Yeah, maybe so. I mean, the way that I did her is Mercy, in terms of her design, has like this stuff going on around the back of her head that holds the halo in, I think. And what I've done in my version of Mercy is I've given her the black iron jawline that RoboCop has. So that's what I haven't just drawn like a massive thick black line. The idea is, well, what the idea I was going for is that like something comes right along that jawline as well to offer protection from like an uppercut strike. But yeah, I don't know if that translated very well, or maybe as well as that I just made the jawline a little bit off. Aligina Roivia says, this feels like a podcast. Aligina, yeah. This is what DWM's all about. Obviously, there's some visual stuff because it's YouTube. You have to make, you know, a video about something. Where if I just happen to be doing some artwork myself, it can be anything. I'll try to record it these days, and it's just, you know, this is what I've been working on in the background whilst you work on maybe your own art. And yeah, it does have a bit of a rambling podcasting radio vibe to it. Linus Forsberg says, can you draw Meliodas from the Seven Deadly Sins? Oh, I've had a lot of Nanatsu no Taizai requests, but not for Meliodas himself added. And Pathogenus says, hi Mikey. Hello Pathogenus. The thing I've been working on recently is a story involving a group of 5 people I met on a Discord server. Oh my god. Your comment's so long. Let's speed for it. Oh, it's a comedy about weeaboos running around in a club in the town of Discord. Oh right, you're real worlding the world of Discord. Ooh, that does sound like a juicy idea. Your writing skills are much better than your drawing at the current state. Not to worry, the writing and the story behind your artwork's more important, in my opinion at least anyway. I don't feel like learning any new skills whilst drawing, aside from panel compositions for right now. I find it kind of sad that it's easy for me to lure people into reading my comedy works, but once I try to write something serious, it's hard to find anyone who would bother to read it. Yeah, Pathogenus, it's tough, and a serious sell is a hard sell. You need to be good at it. You have to still try to suck people into wanting to read it. It's tough. But I don't know that much about writing 101. Not quite my thing, but I do understand the idea of what you're saying. In that you're starting off with a comic idea, you know you can write, you've got the ideas going on in the background, and so the way that you're translating it is the basic thing you need to be able to do is map out the paneling. So I love that you've at least got that out your way, because you can map out the paneling and you can almost then translate that into any art style, and you're still going to have characters doing similar things in similar places on the page so that you understand the weight of it and maybe possibly even the values balance. I have no idea. So yeah, that's not a bad start. If you can't draw but you can write, but you want to be involved in a comic, and you need to have something visual in front of you, the first thing to learn might be just very basic mapping out panels. That might not be a bad way to do it at all, good sir. CA Husted says, you know, I've been following you for a short time. Have you? C.A. Husted. As well as a couple of other artists of various styles, I've been paying attention more than I've been practicing. Oh mate, I do that all the time as well. I always watch a lot of videos and then never quite do what they're saying. I've even taken time to draw a night or two at work, though not whilst driving. Do it whilst driving, I dare you. No, please don't, please don't. Be safe, be safe. Long story short, you say? You've written paragraphs. Okay, we're doing another skim, everybody. Long story short, you got tips and tricks and you finally had a go. And you nailed it. Good to hear. Excellent. And you've got complained at for allowing your artwork to consume your time, but you're finally drawing stuff that looks like women, which is absolutely fantastic. You're not working on any other projects, and you wanted to say thanks for the tips and techniques and artwork and the time, so that others may learn and understand. Oh, thank you very much, dude. That's actually really, really kind. No, dude. Like, I talk about this all the time. I want people to get into the drawing. Mate, drawing's so good. It's so therapeutic. Like, I can get you over loads of shit. So I'm really glad you found out. You're obviously really pumped that it's actually giving you some skills to smash off and actually do something. Good on you, good sir. Hope you're cracking on. Be safe. Be safe at the wheel of the car or whatever you're doing. Stefania says, you should really try using more textured brushes. I really think that would make your art more interesting and pleasing to look at. Yeah, you and me both, Stefania. You've nailed some stuff I was mentioning earlier. And Daniel Stockbridge says, oh my god, another essay. Hey Mikey. Hello Daniel. Thanks for your advice on drawing and life and reality. I think if a friend passes out drunk, they're kind of asking for you, especially if you are an artist, to draw or write something on them. Anyway, I was wondering if you had any tips on drawing with varying line weight. I see a lot of artists use it well, but can never really tell why it works or how they choose what parts to make thicker and thinner. Daniel Stockbridge, I've done a tutorial on drawing with different line weights previously. It's not the perfect answer. There's a little bit more and a little bit different things to discuss, but Google that question. Actually, YouTube that question. Find my one, find other people's thoughts on that as well. Like when two different surfaces meet up, the line might get a bit heavier to indicate thicker shadow before then the line disappears to show contact between two things that might have a soft texture. There's different line weights to separate what's very near to the viewer from what's a little bit further away. There's all sorts of things going on. Love Drawing says, I want to draw like you, Mikey. I want to draw like you. And Jericho Cross says, when you get to 500k subs, will you increase the amount of time of the DWMs? Ooh. Sip of coffee, quick. I like aiming for an hour. Like keeping it just under an hour, for me personally, is a really good sit down, because I can say, right, I'm going to get back from work and I've got an hour and a half before I've got to go to the cinema, something like that. In which case I can be like, brilliant, then I can get changed, have a quick shower, some tea. If I really speed it, I can sit down and smash out a DWM recording, render it in the background. So an hour is a really good window, for me personally, it's a really good window of time to sit down and read through your comments, because I'm not too tired by the end of an hour and stuff like that. And it allows me to keep this up. If it was, say, like 2 hours long at 500k, it would actually be a lot of work for me to do and sit down and read through your comments. I don't know if I'd be able to sustain that. That's the only thing. But the format of DWMs is constantly under review. Like, how are we going to keep this up when we get more people in the comments? I've got time for maybe one or two other quick ones, and then I think that almost might be it. So let's have a quick scroll down. I'm trying to, what I'm doing, this, by the way, hello everybody who's a common commenter, pleasure to you. I'm trying to just see if I can see any names and faces I don't really recognise, because I always miss people out. Michael McCab says, Mikey, have you drawing on an iPad Pro? Have you ever drawn on an iPad Pro, which I assume is your question of some sorts? And no, I haven't, which is a bit of a shame, because I know people like is it, oh shit, I want to say Stanley Lau. No, sorry, I'm completely wrong. Saejin, Saejin, is another YouTuber artist on here. He often does a lot of his stuff on just an iPad Pro, and his work is amazing. So I do need to have a play around with those other hardwares. I mostly get sent tablets for review from tablet suppliers. I don't really get sent... No, let me try that entire thing again. I usually get things like tablet monitor screens or drawing specific monitors for review. I don't usually get sent actual tablets like iPads and slates and stuff, because I'm just not really on the radar of those types of companies. That being said, I might actually get a tablet sent in quite soon to review, particularly for art, so we'll see how we go. But an iPad Pro, not quite yet. ¿Cómo hace el cuerpo de hombre? Alex Koa. I think I understand what you've said, but I'm not confident enough, so I'm just going to put it into translate really quickly. Ooh, let's do it. Oh, wow, I need to get rid of his caps lock. How to make the body of a man. Okay, I thought that might be it, but I wasn't. I was like, cuerpo? So, like, yes, more male tutorials is basically what you're kind of saying. I don't mind. I have done a very basic part of drawing male physically body stuff, but I know you guys want ones that are very similar to like the head height proportions one and different types of male fighter types and all that kind of stuff and ting. So yeah, that's absolutely fine, but that's already on the list, so I don't need to copy it over. And Paril-san says, he sucks at drawing. Oh, joke, you say. Oh, it's just like, oh man, he's awesome at it, but why not make a tutorial on how to draw animals with simple shapes? Paril-san, simply because I need more practice at doing exactly that myself before I can dare try to kind of share that information with you guys. But yeah, thank you very much. And oh god, that's it. We've done a strong amount of comments this time, but I have missed out a huge chunk as ever. I'm terribly sorry. As ever, you delicious people, of course. If I've missed what you've got to say in this comment section today, I really do apologise. Thank you so much for getting involved. If you want, copy and paste your comment into the next episode, the comment section of this one you're listening to. Maybe I'll be able to grab it next time around as well. Just keep throwing it at me, and I'll do my best to kind of keep mixing up which order I read comments in and try to catch as many of you guys as possible for the moment. But DWMs, those delicious hour pockets of just me rambling at you. Mikey, you guys say, how is this all possible? Well, let me tell you. It's all possible thanks to the support of my patrons on Patreon. I love keeping everything free on YouTube because, like we say, I love sharing that information. The only reason I can do this is because people support me financially, which is fucking amazing. I'm so grateful. Also, you get loads of different art rewards and stuff that you don't see on YouTube. So let's have a quick shout out to some of the best, including but not limited to Sebastian S, Hugsy, Madcat1381, Tuned Jigsaw Studios or Gazelle Studios. I never know how to say that. Ryder2KX for Clamps, Joe R, Kyrie Art, Retriate, Garrett C, Michael S, Trent H, Adam D, Jorgen A, Wes B, Carlos R, Connor M. Just gonna have a sip of coffee. Fantastico. Raymond B, Julio Felix O, John Hall V, Azek, Simon B, Taylor S, Artorius 777, Live on Kill, Isido Tori, Yendrick H, Rory A, Hamonchi L, there he is, Thomas C, Angry Hermit, Johnny Y, Ollie, Brownie Wars, Garrett, I need to say Barrett there, Cogleaf, Christian L, Minion 715, ICZ, Nback, Adam T, Zahaki, it just makes me laugh every time I read that. It sounds like something terrible. Adam T, Zahaki, Rombly, and Kurt D. These guys are like at the top end of the Patreon thing, so they get like all this sort of stuff. There's loads of people with loads of tiers, as little as $1 a month. Some people throw my way, which is fucking fantastic. Any and all is greatly appreciated. And even if you're not just watching these videos, giving it a like, giving it a share, following on Twitter, all that sort of stuff, really helps out actually. It kind of, increases the air quotes online social media presence or whatever. So I hope you're all having a bloody good day on Patreon, and whoever's been maybe getting some art done and listening along. Maybe you're getting some homework done that's got nothing to do with art. Maybe you're an adult like I am. Maybe you're just working your job and this is in the background. I'd love to hear about it, basically. Like, what use does this have for you? I'm really glad people turn up and have something to say every week around. So, no particular questione as ever. I've just been kind of playing around with some, as Every says, no particular questione this time. Just been playing around with that different softer palette technique for this particular image that you've seen. I've already smashed it out on Instagram a while ago, but it is in kind of response to something some of you guys were saying a while back. Hope to see you on Twitch if you're about, and I am, and of course, yeah, have yourselves a bloody lovely week. Take care.